Hello, it's me, CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment downtown Shreveport, Louisiana. Across the Red River is beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. I'm at the dining table and I'm working preparing a marinade for some skirt steak, uh, or I'd like to call it Romanian tenderloin. Same cut, and just different name. And so for this marinade, and I'm going to let the steak go in here for about half an hour. You can let it sit for as long as you want. Granulated garlic is what I have on hand. When I do a marinade, I work with a lot with what I have on hand. So the granulated garlic, then there is cilantro dried, basil dried, and just for a little bit of heat, a little bit of spice, we have the cayenne pepper, ground red pepper. To that, I'm going to add a chili powder blend. And in this chili powder, you have the chili pepper and the spices, just whatever. And there's salt in here. So any kind of salt, I'm just going to get from here. And want to add kind of a good amount to it. It's not about, in this case, trying to add heat, but I want the flavor with this. Okay, now we're gonna get a little twisty here. Okay, this is a salsa that I'm gonna pour maybe well, about that much in. Just kind of, eyeball it. Whatever. It looks dreadful. This is one of these things you can use whatever's in your kitchen. So, kitchen bouquet is in my kitchen. Give a little color to it. That is going to enrich it. It's going to give caramel color and everything. Really going to get in here and get those, what's going to break down the meat during this marinating. As it marinates in here, it's going to make it a little. It's going to get into the meat of it. It's going to break down some of those fats, and it's going to really make it tender, and give it a little chemical cooking. Not to the point. You could do this with a really good cut of meat, though, like chemically cook it, and basically have it almost raw, but it be cooked chemically with the vinegar. But this is a balsamic vinegar. Okay, not a vinaigrette, a balsamic vinegar. And what I'm going to do is give this a good stirring, and if I need to, I can add a little bit of water. If I feel like this is too thick, or if I feel like it's going to be too much for this, I can dilute it with a little water. One of the reasons I wanted some of the flavor. You can also, if you want to do something that's a little different, you can reserve the tomato and use a different type of flavoring. You can use citrus, you can use orange, lemons, or anything like that, and leave out the salsa, or you can use, all of it. Basically, this is just one of these things where you just use what you have on hand. What's really going to make all this work is that balsamic vinaigrette. That's the important thing here, and it's a balsamic vinegar. But when you add citrus that's acidic, to balsamic vinegar, then you end up getting a balsamic vinaigrette. And when you add to various degrees, and you can also get that by adding the tomato fruit and whatever else is in here. Let's see. Diced tomatoes, there's tomato juice, crushed tomatoes, onions, peppers, garlic, water, cilantro in here. There's already vinegar, and there's lime juice that's in here, so yeah, it's a variation on it, but the truth is, I forget the ratio. It's maybe 3 part citrus to 1 part lime juice. To 1 part balsamic vinaigrette, or whatever it is. But you can, it's play around with it. What works for you. If I need to, and I think I may, I'm going to put a little bit of water. I'm going to bring some water in here and pour it before I bring that steak over. Okay, so here we go. I just got this really dark marinade going. I put a little bit of a juice glass full of water, uh, and just to thin this out a little bit. And I'm about to bring over the skirt steak, and I'm going to put right in here. So yes, we got this skirt steak in here, and we're going to roll it around, get it good, and it's starting to, I had it defrosting. I didn't have it defrosted completely, so I had it defrosting in the microwave, and it started to get a little bit cooked on the outside, but that's really okay. That's not going to be a big deal. And we want this to sit in the refrigerator. I'm going to put it for about half an hour. And then I'm just going to be able to take it and put it into a hot skillet. Maybe just a little bit of butter on the bottom. It doesn't need that much. And it's going to be, a Teflon coating. So when I say a hot skillet, not more than the medium setting on my electric stove. And because I do not want to break down that Teflon coating. And yeah, wash hands a lot when handling and touching food, always. I'm about to go do that now. And then going back and forth, even from my phone, which I handle a lot, and making videos, and then dealing with food. Always washing hands in between each step. Always sanitary practices must come first. That's just as important as not burning yourself or not cutting yourself. It's not making yourself get sick. Okay, so here I have melted. Just shy of, because I think I'd taken a little bit off of it for something, but just shy of 4 tablespoons of butter. That's 1 stick of butter. Melted, I think that's equivalent to, I don't know, this, enough to cover the bottom of this pan. We want to get this up with the butter. Say with the egg or something like that, the best way to do it when you know your pan is hot enough is when the when the foam kind of boils away from the butter. I'm not necessarily going to wait for that here. I've got my striated. I think of it as striated. I think that's the difference. But anyway, a skirt steak here. And I'm going to do a little bit on each side. I'm going to start here. Oh, always careful. I'm just gripping this with my pinky because I use these for the meat. So my pinky didn't touch the meat. Okay. Go wash the hands. This marinade, maybe if I were going to do more meat, more beef, I could use this right away, but that's not what's going to happen, and I'm not going to use this. This was a marinade, and I made it, and I let it sit for a good 30 minutes, more or less, probably a little less, but anyway, want to get that skirt steak really tender. The longer you cook a skirt steak, the better it is. I'm going to get a good sear on both sides of it, and then I'm going to turn it down and let it go. I've got about 20 minutes till 1. I probably won't be eating my very late supper until 2 in the morning. And that's okay, because I have I'm working on processing the brownie and the 3 cookies that I ate last night, and I ate those around 8, shortly before 8. That was 4 hours ago. My carb and calories and everything, when they start over at midnight, for me, midnight is anywhere from 11 p.m. till 1 a.m. in that 2 hours. So we're good. But I'm going to really kind of just, you know, yeah. I'm gonna work on super keto for a couple of days, and this skirt stick is gonna be a part of that. This will serve, and it will shrink up. That what you saw me put in there, that will shrink up when it renders um, um, the fat off of the striated bit. Let's look at it. See that there's a fair bit of marbling in here, and as that marbling renders off its own juices, it's going to create a broth and blend with the melted unsalted butter, and it's going to shrink up and it's going to fit in the bottom of this pot, and it's going to get a good caramelization, a Maillard effect on either side of this. But then I'm going to turn it down and really let it slow cook. And that's going to be a secret to getting a good tender skirt steak. Almost as tender as you would want to do a brisket. How you really want to slow cook a brisket. Yeah, you want to do that here to this skirt steak, this Romanian tenderloin. Okay, so it is a bit early for me, earlier than I thought. It is about 1:30 in the a.m. and let me show you. Um, this is about a quarter of the brisket, and I did do it till it was well done, and this is very juicy. How you do this is you cut with the grain, if you've never seen this before, and you cut these into small strips, and you can do anything. You can make fajitas with them, anything. It's wonderful. We used to at the White Lion cut them in smaller portions and toss them with salads and things like that. So let me. I'm gonna pause the phone that I'm filming this with. It's not film. I don't know why I said film. That I'm recording this with, and do a good tasting for you. And I'm going to show you the backside real quick because I got a good char on the backside. So that's kind of cool. I love that, good flavor. It's almost like a good grill flavor, So, and the secret is to go slow with it. And when it starts to get that good sizzle, go ahead and let it get that caramelization. That's going to bring out a lot of flavor also. This marinade is wonderful for this. This also makes a really good shredded beef. But yeah, I want the lean, cut on this, Very good source of protein, kind of moderate, to the low end. Even though there's fat, it's on a lower to a moderate end, and this gives a nice crispy texture. You don't have to go, too much. I maybe let this the bottom sear a little bit longer than necessary, but I like that. You don't have to go that much if you want to, or you can flip it a little more or whatever. But that one side probably just a touch overdone, but I like it. It's very tender, and let's cut another piece. Mm. Mm-hmm. So nice crispy char just on the outside of the meat. A good way to do this, now you want to get this really good and seared on each side to get those flavors and those juices locked in. Oh my God, that is so good. What's really got all that flavor from the marinade, and I pulled it out. And I didn't pour any in the butter, but you get that combination of the butter flavor that it was cooked in, um, with those marinades. Very you this is a treatment you would really love. I really do feel that you would. You could toss in um, some veggies, bell pepper, onion, bits of anything that would do really, really well, and just run with it. You'll find these kind of cuts. It's called a Romanian tenderloin, but you'll find them being used a lot in a lot of Latin uh, flavor, a lot of Latin infused cooking. Mexican, Cuban, even some Caribbean island. You know, uh, well, Cuban. Whatever. But yeah, um, God, this is delicious. I'd have more. So it's not an overly expensive cut of meat either, and it's rustic. It's unglamorous, prepared in the way that I'm preparing it. Um, to serve it, you'd want to cut it into smaller pieces, maybe even shred it. So it could go into like a vegetable wrap or something like that. But I'm keto, so I'm not having any wraps or anything like that. I'm going to stick with that for a couple of days. So I'm going to really do the keto the hard way. Got to do something to make up for those brownies and cookies. I'll think about it uh, more closely the next time I decide to break my diet. But yeah, it was worth it. That brownie was worth it. Can't lie. But so I just want to talk about, look, I'm going to do this. Yay. Here we are. It's so easy to chew. I'm not wearing glasses. I look like hell. Let's just go back to looking at my food. But no, um, this is very tasty and delicious. Um, really done right. It's quite tender, and the more you marinate it, the more flavor. Like if I had been able to take this and soak it in that marinade for a couple of days, uh, it really would have permeated all this meat and really would have gotten to it. So try that sometime. Try your makeshift marinade. Whatever you have left in your fridge, any sauces, just put them together, stir them up, put the meat in it, and let it really rest in there for as long as you can tolerate it. 2 or 3 days, meat can stay in the refrigerator before it's cooked. Um, if it's really cold and in the back, for sure. And then you can cook it, and it's very flavored all the way through. But this is a powerhouse flavor the way I did it. But the meat itself has its own great flavor. So yeah, do what you do. Do you love it? Have fun. Play with your food. That's my philosophy. Love and light. Bon appetit. Peace. Good night.